Alright guys, Hayzink here, welcome back to the channel for another Street Fighter Duel video, and this time we're going to be looking at our boy Fashion Honda. You know the drill, we don't judge units based on their trials, however we can give first impressions on units based on their trials. And so far, my first impressions of Honda is he is unnecessary. I don't think he looks that great, to be honest, but that is just my opinion. I mean, he does have lifelink. Lifelink is a solid skill if used on the right setups, meaning maybe him plus someone like, I don't know, Trendy Ryu? Fashion Ryu? It's Trendy Ryu, isn't it? Ah, it's Trendy Ryu. Maybe him and Trendy Ryu might be good together. I don't know, but we need to wait and see. Now in this trial, I'm going to say this, I don't think Honda looks that great, but with this caveat, and this is why I think it's important that we don't fully pass judgment on units based on their trial. They've given them some absolutely awful team choices, right? Like, there is not a lot. When you notice as we go on in this trial, there's like some absolute scrambling being done to get some teams put together. They do not give a good range of characters to go along with this unit, so it's really weird. It's almost like they don't want him to shine, which doesn't really make a lot of sense, but then it is Topjoy and they don't make a lot of sense. Now, from my point of view, that's good, because I could go and show you this. I don't see the need to show you it, but because, like, why would I lie? The unit would be done. I'm still not putting anything into the game. I've not even got the grant. I always get the grant. I've not got the grant for Rose. My Rose would be Triple S right now if I got that grant, and I haven't done it. I'm 2 copies away. I managed to get quite lucky during the event, and I got her up to SS Plus, and I think I've got like 2 copies. So I could get her done now, but I'm not buying the grant because I said I won't financially support the game anymore, and I'm not gonna. Now that's not to say I never will again. I mean, right now I don't think I will, because I don't like how they handled the situation with the Starlight. You'll notice I've not made any videos about it because they don't care, right? They don't care, and unfortunately they'll never do anything about it now. Too long has passed, and I know this because they will deny it. They will deny it, but I already know from looking about, there's people who said they won't spend who have spent, right? It's quite rare to find someone who spends daily suddenly not spending anymore. For me, it's quite lucky because a lot of people just wrongly assume that I constantly spend on this game. I don't. Maybe I used to, but I don't anymore, and I haven't for quite some time. So for me to just not, then yeah, I just decided, okay, I won't. I do like Rose. I do think Rose could have some potential, and I kind of want to see what she can do. I want to be able to show you guys what she can do. But I'm just going to slow roll it, and maybe it'll be late before you see a showcase of Rose, but we're getting there. I think we just need a couple more copies. I'll keep buying my red tickets daily, and when we get the next countdown, I'll use the Starlight, and then that'll be her done, hopefully, assuming we get something along the way. But I wouldn't buy Honda anyway, so I'm kind of glad that he doesn't seem that great. Works out well for me anyway. And I'm just trying to start streaming here. What am I doing? I've hit the wrong button. I don't know if this is still working. Hey, right, it's still working. I'm just checking my settings here because I hit start streaming for some reason, and I've not streamed in years at this point, and I'm not going to stream again because it's boring as hell trying to sit there and figure out how am I going to entertain people. It's not so bad if the chat's talking a lot, but I used to have streams where the chat would talk, right, but they wouldn't really talk. They wouldn't say anything that I could really interact with, and I'd be like, oh man, what am I supposed to do? And I used to just invite people from like different groups, different YouTubers and stuff, and like I would just chat to them, and then I would end up ignoring chat, and it became, wait, how do I do this? How do I engage with chat and be entertaining? And I couldn't do it, so I just stopped. But yeah, on this battle, I think there was only really one stage that was annoying, and it's the final stage. And it's mainly because you're kind of lacking options in the final stage, plain and simple. I just ignored Honda here. I tell you right now, I just ignored Honda. I could have probably used Honda's C1, but instead I used Makoto's C1. Why not? You know, basically, I've found a lot of times with Flame Aeron, if you can get his Flame Wall off, you're pretty much guaranteed to win, especially if you've got, like, first. But then a lot of times if you get to go first, you're guaranteed to win anyway. That tends to be the problem, not getting to go first, and that's why the last stage is quite difficult. But anyway, I'll show you what team I used for this anyway. So, after trying a few times, I think ultimately the reason I settled on what you're about to see is I was just hoping, to be honest, that maybe occasionally I would get an interrupt from Blanca, giving me the opportunity to hopefully win. I don't actually know if Blanca interrupted, to be honest, but we did get the win, and I don't think I used Blanca in the combo. Not sure, but I don't think I did. I'm kind of going to try and watch the screen here to see if we did get any interrupts off of having Blanca there. It's possible. I don't see any yet. Oh, was that an interrupt? I felt like an interrupt. That felt like an interrupt. Possible. It was a counter attack anyway, so that might have been what done it. I'm not sure. But anyway, the change that seemed to work was putting Blanca on there just so that he could passively counter, do some damage, and hopefully interrupt, which I don't think he did interrupt, but he did passively do some damage. So yeah, that was like one of the worst choices for teams that you could use, because you're not getting to go first. So the fact that you're not getting to go first is already putting your back against the wall. It's making things difficult for you. That trial is horrible, in my opinion, when it comes down to choices of units that you can use to build teams. I thought that was a horrific trial. Didn't like it at all. I don't think that the Hakan one was great either. I don't think Hakan necessarily looks bad. I just think that Hakan, I don't see where you're going to use him. I mean, to be completely honest, I don't see where you're going to use Hakan, which makes me think that I wouldn't say he was bad, but if there's nowhere to really use a unit, can you call them good? I mean, manual PvP, but like, who cares about that? I'm not being funny, like, the people actually sit and do manual PvP and care about it? Maybe they do, I don't know. I don't think so, but hey, most of the PvP modes are auto, and I just don't think he seems that great running on auto. With regards to Honda, he just seems unnecessary to me, to be honest. He just seems unnecessary. I don't think he brings anything to the table that there isn't already units who do a better job. He isn't really doing all that much for the team. I mean, a lifelink, I suppose, but then there's other better units you could use that would do that. I would argue that base Honda with his lifelink is probably a better option because he's blocking ranged attacks. For me, I think both the units are a bit of a miss, but that is just early feelings towards them. We don't know. So whether you're going to go for Hades or Sexy Honda, let me know in the comments down below. I wouldn't buy this. Again, I wouldn't support bad practices, which is what I feel like you're doing if you purchase this, because they just basically told us to get fucked when it comes to the Starlight. But I won't judge you if you do decide to buy them. I mean, I'll judge you for buying a unit that's not great, but I won't judge you for spending money in the game, because that's up to you. So that's it. I've been Hayzink, I've been Moni, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out, see you later, and I'm going back to bed after this. Bye.